Alrighty, we are doing surface area, lateral surface area of cones and pyramids. So the thing about pyramids is there is only one base, comes to a point, that's the name. Sides are triangles. All right, lateral surface area is kind of the same as the one we did before. We had perimeter times height. This one's going to be 1/2 because it comes to a point, so part of it's gone. Perimeter and L. So perimeter is the base perimeter. And L is the slant height. So here's the thing. The slant height is actually on one of the sides of the pyramid. It does not go from the top to the bottom through the middle of the pyramid. That's going to be for volume. So your slant height is going to be all four sides, or all however many sides have the same slant height. But so you just need one, and you multiply it times the perimeter of the base, and then divide by 2. Total surface area is, just like we did with our other ones, it's 1/2 perimeter times that plus big B. And big B is area of the base. So that's the same as our other one. So this guy over here on the side, if I was going to name it, I'm going to assume this is a square. So I could call it a square pyramid. I could probably also call it a rectangular pyramid, since I don't really know if all the sides are the same. That would probably be my safer one. So, so what I was just talking about is there's 2 different parts of the triangle. The slant height is the one that's an L. And the altitude could also be called the center line. And if I have the altitude, which goes through the pyramid, and I have the base of the pyramid, then I can use Pythagorean theorem. So let's see what this would look like. Okay, so I want to find the lateral area, square pyramid. So altitude is 24. So if I was going to try and draw that, and it's hard to do 3D. But, I mean, it's hard to do on a piece of paper because it's 3D, but we'll try. Okay, so the altitude goes to the middle of the pyramid, like that. Okay, that's the altitude. So for this problem, that's 24. The base is 14. So this is 14. And what I want is, this is the lateral, what do we call that? Slant height. Okay, so this is my slant height. And let me go back to red. This, now you kind of see the triangle, is going to be half of the base. So that's going to be 7. So I have 7 and 24, and I need the lateral slant height. So I'm taking this little triangle right here, and I'm going to put it over here. So it's going to go, nope, that's not what I want. So that's the slant height, that's the altitude, and this is half the base. So 7, 24. So I'm going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, 24 squared plus 7 squared equals L squared. Okay, so 24 squared plus 7 squared is 576. And then I'm going to square root L equals 23.917. Okay. Because that's what I need to find my lateral surface area, which is 1/2 PL. So I have 1/2. The perimeter is 14, 14, 14. 4 times 14 times 23.917, which is equal to 669.676 square centimeters. So sometimes you have to find the slant height, and sometimes they'll give it to you. So all right, so the next one is a little bit harder for me to draw because it's a triangle that's a pyramid. So here's my triangle. I'll just make it a right one so it'll be easier. And then kind of what I do is I pick a point and then I draw that to all my, so this would be the top, if that makes sense. So the slant height would be along one of the sides, and that's going to be 10. And then the base is going to be this part I did in blue. And it's an equilateral triangle, which is why my picture doesn't look good. But we're going to say it's a 6. Oh, I keep doing that. 6 by 6 because it's equilateral. So my picture doesn't really match what it is we're talking about. But the big B is 1/2. Little b height, which is 1/2. 6 times 6, which is 1/2 of 36, which is 18. So the base is 18 square inches. And so for the total surface area, I'm going to have 1/2 the perimeter, which is 3 times 6, times the slant height plus the area of the base. Oh, because I drew my triangle wrong, I forgot. This is not... Oh, yes, it is 6 and 6. Okay. That is 6 and 6, but this other side is 6 also. So let's take that little triangle for the base. This is 6 and 6 and 6, and I need the height. I need this. So if you remember, that's a 30, 60, 90. So the height of this is going to be 3 times the square root of 3. Okay. So I had my area wrong. So let's see what I would change this. So this is what I did wrong, because I didn't have the height. So I have 1/2, the base is 6, but the height is 3 times the square root of 3. So the base equals which means that this is not 18. Okay. So this is going to be 3. This is going to be 9 times the square root of 3. I did 1/2 of 6, which is 3, and 3 times the outside 3, which is 9. So it's going to be 9 square root 3. And that is going to be 105.588 square inches. So I guess the lesson to be learned here is there's always something you got to find. It's either the height of the base, part of the base, or the slant height, or something. So beware. All right, so a cone is basically the same thing, except it's a pyramid with circle base. So that means we can just, for our equations, we'll just put in pi r for the perimeter. So slant height is going to be this part, right? Altitude is that part, and radius is that part. So lateral surface area is 1/2, and then the perimeter is 2 pi r times lateral surface area. So what happens is these guys cancel out, so you can just write pi r l. Makes it slightly easier. So total surface area is going to be pi r l plus pi r squared. It's the area of the base. Is that my last one? It's my last one. Okay. So we're finding the lateral area and surface area. So we're finding SL and ST. So I know the altitude. So I know the radius equals 5. So I still have a right triangle. and I'm looking for this. So I'm going to have 12 squared plus 5 squared equals L squared. So that's 144 plus 25, which is 169, which when I square root it, L equals 13. Okay, so I know L and I know the radius, and that's really all I need. So SL equals pi times 5 times 13, which is 65 pi, or 204.204. Okay, total surface area is pi 5 13 plus pi 13 squared. So what that is 65 pi plus 169 pi, and I can add those together and I get 224 pi, which is equal to, oh, I put the wrong thing in there. It's a good thing y'all are paying attention. That's not 13. What is that? Oh, it's 13 here, but it's not. Okay, let's start that over. Not over, but okay, it's 5 times 13 here, but it's 5 squared here. So it's 65 pi plus 25 pi, which is 90 pi meters squared, square meters, which is 282.743 square meters. And I would take either answer at this point. So, whoops. There you go. That's